It is 7:14 in the morning. You are standing in the kitchen. The coffee is still brewing. Your phone is face down on the counter. You are not checking it yet. You already know what is on it. The notification came at 6:52. A balance update. Automatic. The kind the app sends without asking. You saw the number before you were fully awake. You put the phone down. You have not picked it up since. The number is 0. Not close to 0. Not almost 0. 0. You have no debt. You have never had debt. And for reasons you cannot explain to anyone who asked, that number, the absence of a number, is the loneliest thing you own. Everyone around you seems to be moving. New apartments. New cars. Trips posted on a Sunday night from places you have only seen on a screen. Marcus just bought a boat. Not a large one, but a boat. He is 31 years old, and he owns a boat, and he looks like a man who has figured something out that you have not. You do not own a boat. You own $0 of debt and a coffee maker that takes 4 minutes longer than it should. Here is the thing nobody tells you. The people who look the most free are often the ones most owned. Not by a person, by a number. A number they signed their name under on a Tuesday afternoon when the salesman was smiling, and the rates seemed manageable, and the life on the other side of that signature looked exactly like the life they had always wanted. You do not know it yet, but the distance between you and Marcus is not what it looks like from where you are standing. The number is still 0. Nobody is impressed. You are 24 years old. You have a job. Salary, direct deposit, a desk with a small succulent on it that you water every Thursday. The paycheck lands every 2 weeks. It is not large, but it covers everything: rent, groceries, the utilities, the one streaming service you kept after canceling the others. You have never borrowed money in your life. Not from a bank. Not from a card. Not from a person. Your parents called this discipline. Your friends call it something else. Fear mostly. Or stubbornness. Or the word they use when they want to sound polite about something they think is a mistake. Marcus calls it falling behind. Marcus is your age. Same city. Different apartment. Has a doorman and a gym on the 4th floor. Same general salary, though Marcus's has a slightly higher ceiling because Marcus took a job with a commission structure, and in the first year the commissions were real and Marcus made choices accordingly. The choices look like this. A leased BMW. A credit card with a limit that makes you uncomfortable to think about. A line of credit he calls a safety net and uses like a runway. And the boat. The boat is the thing that stays with you. Not because you want a boat. Because Marcus looks, when he is standing next to the boat, like a man who has already arrived somewhere. And you look, standing next to your 4-year-old Honda in the parking lot of a grocery store, like a man who is still waiting for something to begin. The number is still 0. Nobody is watching. You are 26. This is when it starts to cost you something that is not money. A dinner. 12 people at a long table. The question comes around the way it always does at these things. So what is new? What is happening? The guy to your left just got approved for a mortgage. The woman across from him is renovating a kitchen. Marcus is at the end of the table telling someone about the boat trip he is planning for August. The question reaches you. You say things are good. You say you are saving. You say it carefully, the way you say something when you know the words are accurate, but the impression they create is not quite right. The table moves on. One beat too fast. You feel it. Not humiliation. Something quieter. The specific feeling of being in a room where the scoreboard is visible to everyone except you, because the game you are playing does not have one. Your coworker Daniel finds out that month that you have no credit card. He does not mean to react the way he reacts. His face does something small and involuntary. Like you told him you do not own a microwave. Like you admitted to something inconvenient. He says, "How do you build credit?" You say, "I have credit. I just do not have debt." He nods slowly. The kind of nod that means he is still processing something that does not compute. The number is still 0. The room does not know what to do with it. You are 28. Marcus has $43,000 in debt. You do not know this. Nobody knows this. Marcus does not talk about the number the way you do not talk about yours, but for different reasons. You do not talk about yours because it does not feel like something to announce. Marcus does not talk about his because it does not feel like something to survive. The monthly minimums are not the problem. Marcus makes enough to cover the minimums. The problem is more subtle than that. The problem is that the minimums are not the payment. The minimums are the fee for keeping the number from growing faster than already is. Marcus is on a treadmill that looks, from every angle, like a track. You are 28, and you have $11,000 in a savings account and a credit score built entirely from a single credit card you pay in full every month, and a life that does not require any of the money you do not have. But here is what 28 feels like from inside it. It feels like you are the only person in your generation who missed a memo. Like everyone else got a letter explaining that this is how it works. You borrow, you spend, you look the part, you figure out the rest later, and somehow your letter got lost. You do not know it yet, but there is no letter. There was never a letter. What looks like confidence is, in most cases, a monthly payment. The number is still 0. It does not feel like winning. Most people reach this point and go one of two directions. They decide the system is right, and they join it. They take the card, they lease the car, they stop being the person who makes the room uncomfortable by not participating. Or they hold the line without fully understanding why, running on something that feels less like discipline and more like stubbornness that has not broken yet. You are in the second category. You do not know that yet either. What you are about to learn, the thing that almost no one learns until it is too late to use it, is that debt is not a number. Debt is a relationship. And like every relationship, it changes you before you notice you are changing. You are 30. The number Marcus carries is now $68,000. Not because Marcus is reckless. Because the rate on the BMW lease went up at renewal. Because the credit card that was supposed to be a tool became a bridge between paychecks during a slow commission quarter. Because the boat needed a repair in September that cost more than Marcus expected, and the line of credit was there and Marcus used it and told himself he would pay it back by January. January became March. March became simply the balance. You see none of this. You see Marcus at a rooftop birthday party in June, wearing linen and talking about a trip to Portugal. You see the photo he posts on the Monday, after a cobblestone street, afternoon light, the kind of image that makes the life behind the camera look uncomplicated. You are 30 years old and you have $22,000 in savings and 0 debt, and you are eating a sandwich at your desk on a Tuesday because the lunch place near your office raised its prices and the sandwich from home is fine. You just feel sometimes like you are the only person performing a discipline that no one asked for and no one can see. The number is still 0, but you are starting to feel it differently. That Tuesday, a man from the office sits down across from you in the break room. His name is Leonard. He is 59. He drives a 12-year-old Camry. He brings his lunch every day in a container that has clearly been used for a long time. He is not someone people think about when they think about money. You are not sure why you ask him what you ask him. Maybe because he is quiet in a way that feels intentional. Maybe because he has worked at the same company for 22 years and has never once looked like he was running from anything. You ask him how he stays calm. He does not answer immediately. He looks at his food. He chews. He says there is a difference between being free and looking free. Most people spend their whole lives buying the look. They never get around to buying the thing. He finishes his lunch. He washes his container. He leaves. You sit with it. You do not know it yet, but that conversation is going to cost you nothing and save you everything. The number is still 0. You are starting to understand what that means. You are 32. Marcus calls you on a Thursday night. Not a text. A call. Marcus does not call. You answer. He talks for a while before he gets to it. He talks about the job, the quarter, a deal that almost closed. And then he gets to it. He says he needs to ask you something, and he needs you not to make it weird. You say okay. He says he is behind on 2 payments. Not unable to pay. Behind. There is a difference, he says, and the way he says it tells you that the difference matters very much to him right now. He asks if you can lend him $3,000 until the end of the month. You say yes without checking anything. There is nothing to check. The money is there. It has always been there. Not because you are more than Marcus. Because the money you earned stayed where you put it. You transfer it that night. Marcus sends a voice note saying thank you. He sounds like a man who has not slept. You listen to it once. You do not save it. You lie in your apartment at 11:47 at night, and you think about something Leonard said. The thing he said about buying the look versus buying the thing. And for the first time in 8 years of doing this quietly and without applause, you feel something you were not expecting. Not pride. Not vindication. Relief. The number is still 0. That is the whole point. You do not know it yet, but Marcus has been here before. Not with you. With the credit card company, with the line of credit, with a cousin 2 years ago who lent him $1,200 that Marcus still thinks about every time he sees him at family events. Each time Marcus paid it back. Each time the balance came back. Not from recklessness. From structure. The structure of a life where every month the money arrives and immediately belongs to something. The the lease, the card, the line, the minimum on the other card, and what is left is never quite enough to absorb the thing Marcus did not plan for. The boat is gone now. He sold it 14 months ago. The sale covered most of what he still owed on the line of credit he used to buy it. He has not told anyone. The story he tells at dinner when someone asks about the boat is that he sold it because he was not using it enough, which is also true. The number Marcus carries now is $91,000. He is 32 years old. He wakes up some mornings and does the math without meaning to. The math tells him something he does not want to hear, so he closes it and opens something else. You are 32 years old. You have $38,000 in savings and zero debt and a credit score that a bank recently described in an automated email you almost deleted as exceptional. The gap between you and Marcus is not a boat, is not a BMW, is not Portugal or linen or a rooftop in June. The gap is that Marcus's money, the moment it arrives, is already spoken for, and yours is not. You are 34 now. The savings account has a number in it that you do not say out loud, not because you are modest, because you learned, somewhere around 28, that the number is not for saying out loud. The number is for the thing it can become. Saying it out loud turns it into a story. Keeping it quiet keeps it working. Marcus is managing. He took on a second client base. The commissions are better this year. He restructured one of the cards and lowered the rate. He is, by every visible measure, fine. The apartment still has the doorman. He took a long weekend in April. He seems, to everyone who sees him regularly, like a man who is on top of things. He is not drowning. He is not sinking. He is doing exactly what the system is designed for someone like Marcus to do, keeping the plate spinning, keeping the number from growing faster than his income, staying close enough to the edge that the edge does not feel like a drop. He is running, efficiently, toward nothing in particular. And you who skipped the boat, who ate the sandwich, who transferred $3,000 on a Thursday night without blinking, you are not running at all. You are 34, and you are sitting in the same kitchen where you started. The coffee is the same brand. The counter is the same counter. The phone is face down again. But the number attached to your name is not the same. Not the debt number. You never had one of those. The other number. The one that means something different now than it did at 24. The one that is not a balance. Is a floor. A floor beneath your entire life that no one can see and almost no one knows about. And that makes every decision you make from this point forward a different kind of decision than the ones you were making before. You pick up the phone. You look at the notification from 6:52. The number is 0. It has always been 0. You used to stand in this kitchen and feel the weight of that. The absence of something that everyone else seemed to have. The invisibility of a choice that did not show on the outside. You put the phone down. The coffee is ready. You pour it. You do not need to be anywhere for another hour and a half. Not because you are not working. Because the version of you that did the quiet thing, the boring thing, the thing that made Marcus's face do that involuntary movement, that version of you bought something the debt never could. Not freedom. Not yet. But the beginning of it. The number is still 0. That was always the point.